So the first question, the action of the counselor is not appropriate for a person who are legally incapable of giving informed consents. For example, Meena still underage and still under parents' care. They cannot tell them that everything is alright. Other than that, the counselor may disclose confidential information with appropriate consent from the organization client. The counselor may disclose Meena's plan for committing suicide. So for the answer, the next question, firstly, because Meena is a minor and still in her parents' care, it appears that the counselor did not properly option their informed consent regarding disclosure and confidentiality limits. In violation of this what I say is referred to Malaysian Clinical Psychology Code. Other than that, what Darham did to Meena and both of her parents were against the code of ethics of any professional psychology body. While Meena is in an unstable position by disclosing plans to kill herself, Darham has the option of disclosing confidential information with the required authorization from the organization client. But Darham preferred to reassure everyone that there is nothing to worry about.
The associated consequences for Darham's actions would logically be there would not be any consequences at first, provided that Meena herself do not take any rash actions towards her suicidal ideations and suicidal tendencies. If she does, however, decide to harm herself or even commit suicide, Darham is at risk of being sued. Not only that, but also being revoked of his counselling license. Suicidal thoughts and ideations is one of the few final steps that one would take before actually committing suicide. So, by right, Meena is already in the danger zone where Darham should take precautionary actions. And under APA Ethical Principles of Psychologists and Code of Conduct, Code 4.05A, it mentions that psychologists may disclose confidential information with the appropriate consent of the organizational client, the individual client/patient, or another legally authorized person on behalf of the client/patient, unless prohibited by law, which entails that since Meena is underage, Darham is legally allowed to disclose information to Meena's parents, which is her rightful legal guardian. However, ethically speaking, we feel like there should be limits to what can and cannot be disclosed by Darham to Meena's parents. So, our opinion about this problem and how we would handle it is that we would first talk and discuss with Meena, because of her limits of her confidentiality. This is because Meena is underage and rightfully cannot sign the informed consent form, which entails that we are legally allowed to disclose certain information, such as her suicidal ideation, to her parents or her rightful guardians. This is to not only show that our concern, but also to show that to gain assent from Meena herself, just a precursor to telling and informing the parents about the situation. Then we would then strengthen our reasoning by communicating the reasonings, such as like how I explained, where suicidal ideation is one of the final few steps one would take before actually committing suicide, and exemplify the severity of the issue at hand. Then after that, then after that, we would start to approach the parents and discuss about the issue itself, which is Meena having suicidal tendencies. This is obviously dangerous because given any day someone with suicidal ideations can just commit to it, and it just takes one bad day, one sensitive day for them to actually go ahead and do it. This is why it's dangerous, and the parents, the rightful guardians, should be informed beforehand. And lastly, there's also, of course, limits to what we can and cannot say to the parents, because Meena, at the end of the day, is entitled to her own privacy. And habis. Lepas tu kita